also remember, he said earlier that he's got a fund set aside that he's kind of built up as a safety net. I think that's probably important for anybody who's looking to do this.
Yeah.
And the question you might ask yourself is, would you rather take a deal, even though you're struggling, that's gonna pay in the future, or nothing? You know, and I know if you ever get a chance to talk to my pops, he took deals that he didn't pay for a couple of years, even
I'm
though
totally
they were
with it.
struggling
Yeah.
for food on the table. Part of my history is, you know, we used to have wish sandwiches for lunch, 2 pieces of bread and wish you had a piece of meat.
Wish sandwiches?
That's what we had. That was what, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
Dad didn't have, this was his start in real estate. And, you know, there wasn't any deals. It took a while for those to, and this was in the contract for deed era, when the interest rates were 18-21%. So, you know, every once in a while we get banana slices in there, man, that was big time.
There you go, man, banana, yeah.
So,
Well,
just curious.
And that's the other part of it is the long game here. I wanna make sure that this is a game that I can be in, and it's gonna keep me.
Then what you need to do, this is what you need to do then, is seller financing is not your option. It's renting. It's being a landlord. Landlord's the long game. Because seller financing comes with the inherent potential that they are going to sell that property or refinance you out.
If that happens in 30 years, I'm cool with that.
It's
If
not-
it happens in 15, I'm probably cool with that.
No, it'll happen like in 2 or 3 years.
You've
Yeah.
had 4 deals in what time frame?
Since the beginning of the year.
Since May? That's pretty good. But really, the first
None
time.
of those are seller financing. I'm not collecting monthly anymore.
The
One was
first
a
time
foreclosure.
real estate agent will sell one his first year.
That's right.
I mean, that's really good.
So I couldn't find his thing. He's had 4 phones since I've met him. Something like that, yeah, getting broke, whatever. Yeah. You can have that one.
That's gone.
He wants to learn this business. He's like, look, I'm hungry. He sold his trailer. He fixed up his trailer, sold it, and that's where he got the money to do all this stuff. So he's still sitting on a little bit of cash. He's not, he's not broke. And he's like, look, I know how to do this stuff. I would love to buy more properties, rehab them, and make some money. Will you teach me how to do this business? I'm hungry. I'm tired of selling phones and TVs. He works like at Best Buy type of shop. But anyway, so for him, he was not saying like, it wasn't like, hey man, woe is me, I had to put some money into the sewer. He's like, look, I fixed it, no big deal. I have the skill set. Let's do something. Let's keep going. That's what I wanted to show you with his text messages, is that this is him saying like, exactly, like, hey, I got a house for my family, man. Let me know how to do this business even more. I love what you've done for us. Can I get into it too? Can I get a piece of the action? It's how he's looking at it.
I've seen that happen
Yeah.
in Larry and Militia.
Exactly right, yeah.
They have several people that they picked up that way.
It's my original mentor in Savannah, Georgia. His people come through buying a property. They're like, this is what you do? I want some of this too. And so he teaches them, and they go out and they find property, and he ends up partnering with them. So yeah, it's great. But to answer your question, hypothetically, yes, if he would have come back to me within that window, I would have just given his money back. If he would have said, was there any other way? I don't want to lose this house. I have already sold my trailer. I can't go back. And I would have said, then you know what, bro? House is yours. I would have done that. And because I'm in a different position than I am right now. I don't need the monthly cash flow on this particular house to feed myself or my family. I'm okay.
How would you have treated that 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I would not have taken this deal. Too much risk in this deal.
So now you're able to take on. So now you're able to take on more risk.
I can be a little bit more creative, a little bit more risky. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, what was the risk?
Did you see the house?
Just that.
Who else is going to take it over?
At what price? Yeah.
What's the risk?
Well, yeah,
What's his
but-
risk though? Do you have money in the game? You didn't have skin in the game.
I pull that totally.
I did. I've had to pay an attorney, a probate attorney.
Somebody did, but yeah.
I've had to do a probate action on it. There's an IRS tax lien from the deceased woman that I'm getting vacated. Yeah, there's a lot of this is to me. I would have just like, I'm done, dude. Don't want to do that one.
Okay, so back up on this.
Only reason I did this one, honestly, was because the lady. I told you every time I call her, she starts crying. because she's so happy that someone was willing to help her in this situation. It's the only reason why I still hung on to it. Her and this guy, this family. Other than that, yeah, I would be like, let it go, honey. Cut your losses, move on, start fresh. Not what?
Have not taken a property?
A lot, yeah. For various reasons. Yeah. Cool. We good? All right. So we've placed the ads. Now we're going to qualify the buyer. So how to handle everything. So I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting voice messages. I'm getting text messages. This one's kind of funny. My wife, she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, I'm selling a property right now. I might not be home for dinner. She's rolling her eyes like, oh, not again. It's another house. But, look at this. Please, I really need this house. Hi, I'm inquiring about your 2-bedroom. I have the money to move in today, and I'm willing to clean it myself. Call me ASAP. My name is Richard. Thanks. Hi, Ryan. I just left you a message about your 2-bedroom house in Yuba City. Please contact me. You will not have to do any work. I will.
Look at that, you got 259,
And then
303, 310.
all different numbers.
Is that right after a post?
It's right after a post, yes.
Yeah, mine does that too. The first 10 minutes,
It just goes crazy.
shake your hand off of your.
And because I put in there my damaging admissions and what not to, I'm not going to, don't buy this house if you don't want to do cleanup. I mean, this guy, you will not have to do any work. I will. It's like, dude, please, thank you so
And
much.
you don't do any cleanup on any of the properties?
No, man.
I was just thinking about,
It's spending money.
I did it one time. Actually, I've done it a few times. I didn't make it back. Or I take it back. I make it back over the long haul. I'm not going to do that, no. Because most of these people, they want that sweat equity. They want that discount. And so I give them what they want. The market has spoken and I have provided. That's right. So how I handle stuff. So the quickest way is to find a buyer with the cash, make them qualify themselves. So how do you do that? So the screening. So by adding a damaging admission into the mix, you limit the number of calls, but you're still going to get calls. I listen to the voicemails to make sure that they've read the post. I only call people back that say that they understand. I read the messages and I make sure they've read the post as well. What I started testing and toying with now is if they read the post, rather than sending me a message or whatever, I have them copy a word in the post to post down into it so I know that they've read it. Like, I want this fixer or whatever. And if they do that, I'm like, okay, this person has read my post. They've gone through all of the time to do that. I'm going to spend some time with them on the phone or through messaging. What are they looking for? So here's the questions that I asked them. Do they have a down payment? Can they afford the monthly payment? How soon are they looking to move? These are the 3 questions that I ask everybody. Why do I ask those questions?
I mean, if they don't have the money, no, we're done.
That's right.
Are you
Can't afford
leaving
the
it,
payment, we're done.
Yep.
leaving it to their discretion to decide if they can afford the payment?
That's a great question. We're actually going to talk about that.
At this point, yeah.
So my rule of thumb has always been if you can pay, you can stay. But we were talking about Dodd-Frank earlier. Dodd-Frank, you have to actually qualify people. I'm going to tell you when you have to use that per se or not, because you don't want to get into the situation where you're doing predatory lending. You're taking advantage of someone who may not be able to qualify for that property. This is a big one, number 3. How soon are they looking to move? They may have 1 and 2 down, but 6 months, 7 months, whatever. Sorry, this house is ready today. I'm going to put them on a back burner. We're going to look for other things for them, but not for you,
at
right?
that point, do you also ask them, what are you looking, I mean, obviously, you're gonna put them on a different, sheet, on your spreadsheet. So are you gathering information of what they need? So if you do have something in your inventory,
Mm-hmm.
that you can know.
I only usually have about 1 house I'm selling at a time, typically.
Okay.
Yeah. Per market. Yeah. So at that point, it's like, oh, okay. This house is really ready to go, today. Sure you can't make anything? And most people are like, well, I have a 30-day notice or something like that. And I get that. And, sometimes you find people that are like the right person, and you can make it work if they have to give notice and stuff like that. Because you want legitimate people. You don't want guys that are like, hey, man, I'm in a motel right now, and county assistance is paying for my motel. I'm looking for a property. I'm like, well, what makes you think you can afford this then,
You know, down payment.
Yeah.
They're willing to do
Does
it.
the county's
dump
doing.
and run. and this-
That's right. Yeah. Dump and run.
Yeah, I mean. you
I
know,
have sold though to a person that was in a motel.
You know, it depends why they're there, what happened.
House burnt down.
See,
Had the money.
perfectly
Cash in
good
hand.
reason.
Yep. So I don't just automatically discount motel people. Yeah. So just wanted to throw that one out there. So I engaged. So I reached out. So what happened was I was challenged by a guy. He's like, look, man, I understand you're in real estate. I'm not in real estate, but I think you're leaving money on the table and you can close these things a lot faster. And I said, well, what do you mean? He's like, if all you're doing is waiting for people to text you or to call you, you're very reactive. Why don't you become a little bit more proactive in it? So he says, reach out to someone if they left a positive message on the post. So I've started doing that now, engaging with people. And that's how I've actually built my buyers list even deeper with people that are engaging. They've engaged in like almost every one of my posts.
But they have to be where they've read and they've sent you back, they've sent you a message.
Uh-huh.
I've read this, you've got that word that you want them to respond with,
And that's what I'm testing right now.
and that's what you're.
Yes.
From those folks.
Those folks, or like I had a lady, and she says, man, I wish this was closer to this part of town. I would definitely pull the trigger on it. Hey, guess what? Thanks for replying to my post. I wish if you'd let me know a little bit more about what you're looking for, I might be able to find that for you.
There you go.
I might be able to have a house coming soon.
And you reply publicly.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I take it offline. Yep, I just, whatever I feel. It's very arbitrary. Again, be careful though, you're not, you can just say, hey, look, we're constantly buying new properties. I may have something that we are acquiring in the future that meets that guidelines, those criteria. I'll let you know if we do. That's how I word it. I private message the gauge interest in the home and where they're at financially. If they say something, so if they I want this fixer, so I'm going to private message them. If they are, I send them a preliminary application. You guys have this application here. This is my application. So I have a prelim application. They fill it out. They send it back to me. Basically, it has just pretty, it says Nickel Properties has homes and programs for people wanting to experience the American dream of home ownership. If you have difficulties qualifying for traditional bank loans, no problem. We offer alternative methods for buying a home, including rent-to-own, work for equity, in-house financing, and more. Fill out the following form as completely as possible, and we will contact you when a home becomes available that meets your purchase criteria. All information provided will be kept strictly confidential. If you don't wish to buy a home now, join our VIP program, build your down payment, and buy when you have the home of your dream. When we have the home of your dreams, or when it's the right time for you. That's my VIP buyers list, my down payment assistance fund people.